Hi, no fear, Hippie Hero is here, and today we are going to see what appears, I think, on my Facebook timeline. Um, so earlier I was having like a discussion with somebody on Facebook, just talking about um the different like skill levels of characters and like what characters are more skillful to play versus other characters more skillful to play. And I think they're upsetting me as hell at that time there. Um, but one of the characters we were really discussing is like Nurse and Blight. Um, they're two characters I would say that are I would say they're not very skillful. I know a lot of the player base thinks they're skillful because it takes a while to develop muscle memory for them. But I feel like once you have developed the muscle memory for them, they are some of the easiest characters in the game to play because they can provide so much. They have map mobility and a power. They have anti-loop and a power. They have pretty quick cooldowns on their powers. They have just about anything and everything a killer could want in the power. Um, Same thing with Chucky and Spirit. They have all that in one power, which is insane. Um, and I would say that a character who is harder to play and or okay, Pig, I would say her skill floor is to get the same type of results as a nurse or blight or average blight or average nurse. A pit player actually has to really learn tile placement. They have to learn how to manage their dash. They have to learn how when to crouch and when not to crouch, along with the different timers. And all this goes into it. Given Nurse and Blight have to learn different things as well, but it's less like mount dependent. And it's more what do you call it? I would say power dependent, where you have to learn just the way how your power works. But you're not gonna if you play a pig, you're usually not gonna get the same type of results as a nurse or blight. Um, and because pig is a significantly weaker to actually get 4Ks with her, I feel like it takes a lot more skill to play blight or to play pig than it does a play blight and nurse. Um, And there's other characters too. Chucky and Spirit are other characters I would say who have a high gain ratio to time ratio where they you don't have to put a lot of time into them to get significant results. You have to put in a lot of time with Pig and Doctor to get significant results normally. Um, but if I was actually going to fix the problem with the characters, I would say that I feel like the skill floor for Nurse should probably be lowered, um, and the skill ceiling reduced. So to uh lower the skill floor, as somebody who plays Flex a bunch, I swap between different characters a bunch. And the thing that messes me up about Nurse and most is muscle memory. Um, so the thing I do with Blur with Nurse every time I play her is I use her plaid add-on. It allows you to see where you're going to blink, and the game playing Nurse is already point and click. It kind of just makes it more point and click when you have it. However, it also allows for some different type interactions. I feel like you feel more consistent overall, which I think is a very good thing. Um, but I would have the plaid add-on for Nurse be base kit. I feel like that would be a very, very good healthy change to her character. I think it would benefit her in a lot of ways. The thing I would decrease though is I feel like her distance should be decreased. Um, because that's the one thing that really sets her apart from the rest of the crowd is she already has insane vertical mobility. She has the best vertical mobility in the entire game, and she also has, I would say, probably the second or third best horizontal mobility. I feel like they should decrease the mobility on her. That would probably be the biggest thing that would really help out, bring her in line with other killers. Same thing with Blight. I would decrease his mobility as well. Spirit. Um, I feel like she's in a fairly decent place. The one thing though is she's not very accessible for hard of hearing players. So with her, I feel like the best thing to have it make her more accessible is I feel like they should include some type of almost like a rippling water effect wherever she's walking or transition while she's in their phase mode, so hard of hearing players can actually see her and detect her a lot better. And maybe like reduce the audio cue as much because you have the ripple effect. I feel like that would be a very healthy change for Spirit, and for hard of hearing players because she is a accessibility nightmare. Chucky, on the other hand, he's very unique. He's already an A tier killer who had 18-second cooldown, who then went to a 12-second cooldown, who then went to a 10-second cooldown. So he has 40% more power. Given he doesn't have a scamper, but really he didn't need the scamper anyways. It was all right at best. Um, but with him right now, I would say he gets his dash too quickly. He has his dash on him just about all the time because his cooldown is so short at this point. Um, I think, and also I don't feel like the dash matches up with him thematically. Chucky, he's actually my very favorite killer in the entire game. I love Chucky. Um, or he's my favorite horror movie killer out of all the slashers out there. I love Chucky. I love all his movies. I think he has some of the best movies made out there. I think they're all very entertaining, very comedic, but still in the horror genre. Um, but I don't think his power actually fits with how he should play in game. Um, Chucky is a toy, and I feel like his dash power is very powerful. Um, I was thinking about ultimates, kind of like Trickster has his main event ultimate he uses consistently. Um, but I think probably the best thing to actually make Chucky more balanced is I would see about removing almost reworking the cooldown on the dash entirely. So instead of making it so he gets it back at a set time, I would want Chucky Mains to actually have to work on it because his skill flow is incredibly low. You do not have to be very good at the game to play a good Chucky. Um, so I think the best thing to do with him is a token system. So the way how I would like for Chucky's token system to work is I would like for it to work like you get one hit in the hi ho mode and you get another hit in hi ho mode and there you go. You got one token for using a dash, which at first is kind of nerfed to him. Which I don't really I think he does need a nerf, but also I feel like the one area Chucky does struggle in is I feel like his what do you call it? I feel like map mobility is very hard for him at times. So I would like to see his movement speed go up to like 4.6 and be in line with the rest of the average speed killers. And then just have him work on getting those hidey ho hits, and then he can get his dashes. I think that'd be a lot more beneficial for the game and just a healthier style and fit him better thematically as well is being the only token based killer being the toy. Um I just think that overall help everybody. Um as so I would say all the killers, just those top four, I think their skill floor needs to be more evened out, and you can't get as much from certain killers versus others. And yep, I would say that's about it. That's really all I had to talk about today. I'll probably come up with some more topics next week, and I hope everybody has a great and wonderful day, and I will see y'all in the trials. Bye bye.